can see ya. So you're interested in learning the bass, huh? Let's get started. So a key component of holding the bass is good posture. Now I'd recommend a nice comfy stool like one I have here. Now, when you sit down with the bass, you're going to sit down, put your left foot on the bottom ring and your right foot firmly on the ground. Now, pick up your bass, have a seat. So, left foot on the bottom ring, right foot on the bottom. Now, what you want to do is have your bass lean into you, like this, so you have a nice solid platform for you to play on. You don't want it wiggling around everywhere. You want the bass to be comfortable against your body. You also want it to be a proper height so that your arms are at a comfortable distance from your body. To do that, look at the bottom, you got an end pin. So you just adjust the height to wherever is comfortable for you. Now, how do I hold this thing? Okay, so you're sitting in your proper position, one foot on the ground, one foot on the ring. Place it, let's say about 2 feet away from you. Lean it into you so that the back of it is on your leg. And you want to scroll the top part of the bass by your left ear. Now we're going to start with pizzicato. How do we make this pluck sound? What is the proper way? Well, I'll tell you. So you want to take your right thumb, put it about an inch and a half above where the fingerboard ends. And just have it rest right there. Make sure that when you take your thumb, it doesn't hook under, because that will limit your mobility. You want it resting on the edge, so you have your whole hand free. You can reach over. Okay? And with that, you can just go ahead. So what are these strings tuned to? Well, starting with the lowest, the one closest to you when you're holding it, your E string. Second, we have our A string, then our D, and finally, the highest string, our G. So now that we've got proper pizzicato position, let's give it a try. So put your right thumb inch and a half above the fretboard where it ends, and let's do some open string patterns. So repeat after me, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. E, A, D, G, G, D, A, E. 1, 2, 3, 4. E, A, D, G, G, D, A, E. Alright, let's try. If you need to, please go back and try that one again until you've gotten that down cold. Now let's try a harder one, shall we? Okay? With a good pizzicato position, without hooking your thumb, make sure it's just on the edge. Okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. E, A, D, A, D, G, G, D, A, E. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. E, A, D, A, D, G, G, D, A, E. Check that out. Great job. Now, let's talk about your left hand. It might feel a little bit weird at first. Your fingers might be stretching more than they're used to. A good way of thinking about it is take your fingers, one right above your eyes, another one on your nose, another one right on your upper lip, another one on your chin. That's about the hand positions that we're going to be working with. Now it looks a little goofy, but it's a good technique. So with that in mind, when working with your left hand, you want to kind of make a C with your hand and lightly put your thumb flat on the back and be able to comfortably move your arm across the strings. Just like the wider finger positions, you might have to have a wider field of motion with your arm. So you want to make sure that when you're holding it, your arm is always up enough so that breeze could blow through under your arm. Or else you're going to be constricted and it's not going to feel very comfortable at all. Now let's work with first position on the D string. We're going to be using the pizzicato technique that we learned just a second ago. Okay? Now, we're going to go D, E with the first finger, and then F sharp with the fourth finger. F sharp. So, D, E, F sharp, E, D. One more time. D, E, F sharp, E, D. You try it now, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. D, E, F sharp, E, D. It's important to note that when you go from, say, first position to fourth position, to keep all of your fingers down, pressed onto the fingerboard. If you get into a bad habit of flailing your fingers when you go to fourth position, it's going to cause the string to buzz, and it won't produce a very good tone. That was great. Now let's try the same thing, but we're going to add in the G string. Okay, so it's going to sound like this. D, E, F sharp, G, G, F sharp, E, D. Alright? 1, 2, 3, 4. D, E, F sharp, G, G, F sharp, E, D. Okay, now we're going to try a descending pattern. We're going to start on the G string with position 1, and that will be the letter note A. So it'll sound like this. A, G, F sharp, E, D. Why don't you give it a try? 1, 2, 3, 4. A, G, F sharp, E, D. I hope you found this video helpful. I encourage you to go back and try to clean up and solidify some of the exercises presented.